When I first heard the story of the cave in high school, I didn't think much of it. Then I tried to convince my friends to stop drinking alcohol, tried to tell them we're limitless, capable of anything, and that's when it hit me. Oh, that's what Plato was talking about. The cave can be anything. Healthy habits, freedom. Plato wrote this story that long ago, and yet I find it so relatable. The simplicity of the story makes it so applicable to anything. I'm that guy that got out of the cave. Here's the thing about the cave. You don't know you're in it. Nobody wakes up and thinks, today I'll chain myself up and stare at the shadows on the wall. You just live, and the years pass. I was in that cave. My friends would suggest ideas to me and I wouldn't get it. Friends would be like, I'll get you a drone for your birthday. Nah, I'm good. Another friend was like, you should be an internet personality or a content creator. I was just so used to saying no. Saying no wasn't a decision, it was a reflex. I didn't even think about it. Now, content creating, I won't shut up about it. I was unknowingly protecting my peace. I just wanted to stare at the shadows. And I wasn't even doing anything. My mind was blank. Literally had nothing better to do. That's the part people don't talk about. The cave isn't painful, it's comfortable. The shadows don't ask anything of you. You sit there for years and never feel the weight until one day you look up and realize you've been there for a decade. I was smoking and drinking, was spending so much money on cigarettes and alcohol. Of course I'm not going anywhere like this. The shadows, they lure you in. You get so used to sitting there watching the shadows on the wall, it makes you weaker and weaker. Until I was ejected from that cave. I was so deep in that cave, I couldn't stand it anymore. It wasn't one big dramatic thing, it was the accumulation. The drone I didn't want, the career I couldn't picture, the money vanishing into smoke and bottles. All the no's that started feeling like a prison. How was I able to get out in the first place? I had exposure to people who left the cave. My dad figured out some things, but was still working on a lot of other things. Growing up, he would randomly pop into my room and tell me, I need to read and exercise. To this day, he still texts me, need to eat healthy, read, and exercise. It took me a long time to figure out the value, but that eventually helped bring me to the light. He planted seeds I wasn't ready to water. That's the thing about exposure. You don't feel it working at the time. Then one day you hit rock bottom and you remember, if I take care of my body, I'll be strong enough to overcome anything. And something inside you awakens. I'm no longer living in fear and getting rid of limiting beliefs. If I want to do something, I'm gonna do it. The realization that I wasted my entire life so full of delusion. I clawed my way out. I was so weak, but I stumbled towards the exit. The transition to the light is a painful one. Everything that I used to like didn't matter anymore. I tried to tell people, there's such a better life out there. Not today, man. Nah, dog, get out of here. Get out of here with your funny business. Like, alright, man, you come back different. You're speaking a language they don't understand. You're describing colors to people who've only seen grayscale, and they will push you away. Not because they hate you, but because your existence is an accusation. People have to be willing to change, open to change, or want to change for something to happen. I've been trying to figure out how to help people in the cave still. Language of greatness. Once you tell somebody in the cave, there's such a better life, and it clicks, and they get it. I need to get out of this cave. I don't know if I've helped anyone out of the cave yet, but that's why we have an imagination. I'll find a creative way to reach them until everyone I care about is out of the cave. The rejection taught me something I didn't expect. It would be easier to stop, to keep the light for myself, to say, I tried, and move on. But every time I walk away, I feel the cave pulling me back. So I'll keep searching, because I know this will be the greatest adventure ever. And also, staying out depends on finding the words. It's the language of greatness. I know it's out there, I just have to find it. I'm pretty sure the power is within. I got out of the cave and I've been trying to help other people get out. I can be a light out of the darkness. So you know it's possible to get out. When you hear these stories, you'll want to find your own way out. I hope I can be that person for you. The longer you're in the cave, the harder it is to come out. So don't stay in there too long. A moment of freedom is better than an eternity in that cave. It sucks, man, but you're not alone. We'll get out of here together. Make sure you subscribe to see where this journey takes me. And I'll see you next time. Peace.